FIFA is a football game, though it's gonna be renamed EA Sports FC, but still we have to apply real-life logic. What pros are better than the casual players? A pro player plays decisive football. They try to be direct and attack the opponent's goal. What am I trying to say? Always try and take actions that leads to a goal-scoring opportunity, actions that opens way or unlocks the opponent's defense. Back to casual players, they like to play safe, whereby they take actions that leads their attack away from the opponent's goal, because they fear to risk and lose ball possession. Not only that, but they always expect easy way to create chances. They want perfect moment and just press the shooting button to score, but the tougher the opponent, the more difficult it is to create chances against him. So when the opponent is tough, they also make things very easy for him by taking safe passes and at all cost avoid one-on-one challenge against the opponent's defenders. The number one principle of chance creation is smart risk versus reward. Just understand this, that any action that leads to a goal-scoring opportunity, it can work or not, it depends on many reasons. But that risk has to be smart such that it opens up a way to create a chance and even score. That action can be a skill move against the opponent's defender. If it works, you're rewarded with an open way to score. If it doesn't work, it's fine, you have tried a decisive action. It can also be a risky smart pass. If it finds your player, you have an opportunity to convert that created chance into a goal, and if not, still it's fine, you tried. If it fails to work, there are reasons as to why. 1. It failed because your opponent defended that situation very well. He didn't rush and basically knew what to do defense-wise in that situation. 2. Because you made a mistake like controller inputs. Here Mark 11 works his way inside the box and passes to his striker 09. He performs the McGeady cancel and press the L1 stop. Most of the times in this situation they pull out elastico moves, like I think he attempted the normal elastico, but he made some input errors and his player performs a reverse standstill step over, and the opponent used that chance to win the ball, and this counts as a failed action. But what if he didn't make that mistake and it worked? The next thing, it can fail because you were just unlucky that moment. Believe it or not, there's luck in this game. Things will not be on your side every time as it's in a real football. There are times then you will miss a chance that you think is perfect. Don't blame the game. Your opponent also sometimes miss a perfect chance and you don't recall that, but when you miss, then the game is scripted. I know there's some external factors that can hinder your performance like poor network. But these are uncontrollable reasons. But don't give up and get angry, just stay focused and play the game with a cool, calm mind. There are also reasons as to why your action worked, like taking a direct first touch towards the opponent's goal and score, any decisive action. 1. Your opponent defending poorly in that situation. Your opponent can overcommit and open up the shooting angle, as you understand many defense mistakes in the game.
Brazilian exit. Here's Nicholas Playlock looking to find a way through.
Or the opponent can anticipate your next move very well and only miss out that jockey. That little thing can be a big factor of you creating a chance and break through to score.
Not gonna miss from that type of position. Difficult for the goalkeeper movement as well.
2. It worked because you got lucky. The opponent cuts that passing lane and you just got lucky. The pass penetrates. You have to admit that the game sometimes will be on your side, or on the side of the opponent, not against you. You need to watch out your mistakes and figure out what you should have done differently in that situation. And this clip Mark 11 against PHZen. Mark 11 tries some decisive actions to open up the opponent, but PHZen is doing a good job of not committing and staying on the line to block any attempted shot. Mark 11 attempts another decisive action, the normal standstill elastico, to beat this defender. In this situation, the opponent is defending very well, and he should win this ball, but on your surprise Mark 11 got lucky and score. Just imagine this pain against a tough opponent in the caliber of Mark 11 at this big stage of semifinals. Rebounds are there in real match football and also in this game, and that's why when you get a free chance like a rebound, don't hesitate to take it. But it all concludes that you played well when you win the game, or scored that goal out of a lucky moment. But don't depend on luck, take your decisive action and beat that defender. Try stuffs that will lead into a goal-scoring opportunity. Instead of turning away from pressure and keep the ball safe, try and beat that defender smartly to create your chance, as the principle states. The next logic is being steps ahead of your opponent. So how can you be steps ahead? The first thing is to expect. You have to play knowing that your opponent will try and anticipate your moves and counter your actions. But you have to expect obvious actions. For example, don't expect the opponent calling out his goalkeeper when you're outside the box, unless it's a one-on-one situation, or the opponent's tendency. Or don't expect a good opponent chasing you down with one defender all over the pitch. You need to acknowledge the situation and think outside of the box. Like this situation, the opponent has to press the holder because it's a required defense action in that moment. When you expect, you think faster than your opponent, so when he approach your ball holder as you expected, then you can react very fast because it's what you expected him to do. Next, you can expect your opponent to cut the passing lane, because it's a required defense action in that moment, then you can counter it and surprise your opponent. There are obvious open passes which a good player can anticipate and try to close them down. And expecting depends on the opponent's tendencies and skill level. Good opponents will anticipate a lot, amateur opponents will try to be so direct and aim for the ball. It depends on your opponent, and then you understand what to expect. So after expecting, the next thing you need to plan your moves. Have you ever seen a pro clip where he scored an exceptional goal and wondered how he reacted so fast in that situation? A lot of the times they plan their attacking moves in their mind, and to be able to do so comes from experience, being in that situation many times and understand what works and what doesn't work. 1. You can plan your first touch sometimes, after understanding the situation and also expecting, then realize how you can complete your move. 2. Sometimes planning your dribbling movements, like when you expect your opponent will read your move, then you pretend like you're turning, just for him to commit, then you change and surprise him. Sometimes it needs that plan for quick reaction and change directions. 3 is the passing patterns. The easiest and the basic way is to vision triangle passing patterns. We have a full video explaining this concept, check the link in the description. A triangle pattern triggers your mind into a creative mode, where you plan these 3 passing moves. Not only triangle passing pattern, for example here, PHZen against Nicholas 99, when you analyze PHZen reactions in these clip, you will realize that he planned this move from the moment he sent his midfielder forward. He sends his midfielder forward, and immediately looks for his winger. The plan was to get the ball to this running player. He expected his opponent to watch out these central passes, that's why he performed the stepovers to beat that fullback and create this passing space, and right away without wasting time he passed the ball to his midfielder inside the box. Though this extra pass to 09 I think was just a reaction at this moment. Lastly is planning your skill moves. Sometimes you ask yourself, how did he pull out that move, and how did he understand that situation? A lot of the times a pro acknowledge the situation and understand that if I perform the L1 stop, the opponent will contain my player, and I combine that L1 stop with any flashy skill like reverse elastico, which leaves no time for the opponent to react. But sometimes the plan won't be perfect, and it cannot go as planned. For example here Yilmaz break through with his striker Mbappe, he notices his striker running into the box and there's possible chance for the cross. But Yilmaz expects his opponent Nicholas to pull out his goalkeeper and try to intercept this cross, because I think he knew the opponent liked to do that move, that's why he shoots at the near post. When you look back, Nicholas pulls out the goalkeeper but a little bit, that's why he was able to save that near post shot. That was second leg in the group stages. And this clip in the first leg explains why Yilmaz had that plan, because it worked. And also the reason why Nicholas 99 pulled that goalkeeper in the second leg a little bit. It's a mind game. This game is like a chess game. You need to plan your steps ahead. Our last logic is speed. Have you ever heard of the quote saying, speed kills defense? When pros are building up they take things safe and they don't rush any pass, but when it comes to the point of creating chances, that's when things heats up, increasing the speed of play and try to break the opponent. Defending needs many structure to attain a strong solid defense, not like attacking where you can use one trick and break the opponent sometimes if that opponent is weak. But defending is somehow complicated. For example, defending inside or around the box, it needs a stable player positioning where the defender is on the line blocking any shooting angle, not overcommitting, coordinated way of using the jockey system, most especially, defender positions and roles, mainly that player switching closing up space, all these stuffs contributes to a proper defense structure. And as an attacker, if you change the pace of your play and attack very quick, the opponent will have a big challenge to combine all these defending pillars. He will literally make a mistake in most cases. If you approach with speed, the opponent will have less time to reposition his defenders back, either back in his defense position to maintain a stable defense shape, or on that imaginary line to block that shooting angle, and so you take advantage of that and score. Not only player positioning but mistakes are common, and mainly player switches. The opponent will find it hard to switch that defender fast enough and defend that situation. And also less time to move the goalkeeper. Play fast such that the opponent has no time to react and move his goalkeeper, even though he anticipates your target. So how pros increase the speed of their attack? It begins with the passing rhythm. Implementing one-touch passes is a big game changer. It catches the opponent off guard, the ball moves first, and it gives less time for the opponent to anticipate your passing game. 2. Using driven passes. Sometimes the normal pass moves slow on the ground. In situations of increasing the speed, you add the driven pass, as the ball moves very fast, reaching to your player in less time. Next is the quick change of directions. Pros can change directions very quick while dribbling, including faking first touch directions and immediately turn to other side. This catches the opponent off guard, mixing all the stuffs and be more creative. Next is the use of boosty skill moves. There's no much better way to increase the speed than using flashy skills, boosty skilled moves like the stepovers. That's why they spam it all over the pitch, to increase that speed and maintain the momentum of the attack. And lastly is to sprint and exploit the open space. Speed, we want the ball to move fast, and sprinting can also do that, giving less time for the opponent's players to recover and reposition, making it tough for the opponent to defend with less defenders. I know now you're saying these stuffs are too many and hard to use all of them. First of all, learning and mastering these tricks can take you like 4 months, only if you dedicated yourself and train harder. The next thing, there's a quote that says, "When the going gets tough, only the tough keep going." So what separates a pro player from a casual player is these hard stuffs, which a casual player thinks he can't master. So that's it guys for today. Hope you understood something today. I tried my best to explain and break this logic down for you to understand. Just do me a favor and like the video.
To Bruno Fernandes, and it is a silky smooth